Guys, remember our option strategies that you are making. Remember our option strategies that you are making. What was the first strategy that we made? What was the first strategy that we made? What was the first strategy that we made? Anybody remembers? Spread. What was the spread? What was the name? What was the name? Full call spread and bare call spread, right? Right? Bare put spread, right? Bare put spread. So what I chose was bare put spread, right? At what price we bought a put? What was the price and strike? What was the price and strike? What was the price and strike? 216. Very good, Mr. Rupesh. So if today I sell 14,500, at what price it would be sold? At what price it would be sold? 277. So how much I would be making on my put buy? How much I would be making on a put buy? 61. But 61, 277, right? Now I have sold a put, na? I have sold a put for 86. So how much I would be losing there? How much I would be losing there? How much I would be losing there? 17. So net, what would be my profit? Net, what would have been my profit? 69. And this is as of today. This is as of today's closing, right? Suppose tomorrow the Nifty goes up, my profit and loss will change. And if it further goes down, and suppose the market by 29th March is 14,000, then how much I can make? How much I can make? 500 minus my cost of buying a net put. That means 216 minus 86. 216 minus 86. That would be roughly around 160, no, 130, right? 130, right? Right? So guys, understood how these strategies works over a period of time. Guys, understood how this strategy works over a period of time, right? Then we understood a strategy called straddles and strangles. Remember straddles and strangles? So guys, tell me, what about a straddle? What about a straddle? Suppose that day, if I would have bought 14,500 call and put, what would have been my cost? What would have been my cost? What would have been my cost? 270 and 220. 270 and 220. So my cost is 490. My cost is 490, right? So if I would have sold a call and a put today, 14,500. So one would be sold for 156 and the another will be sold for 277. So net I would be making a loss. Net I would be making a loss. Right? Right? Why? Because what I told you, we need volatility. What do we need? We need a volatility, right? Acha, suppose if I would have made a short triangle. So what was the triangle that we were trying to make? What was the triangle that we were trying to make? What were the strikes? Guys, what were the strikes? What were the strikes? Anybody? What were the strikes? No, no, no. Our strike was 14,000 and 15,000. Our strike was 14,000 and 15,000. 14 and 15, right? So if I am making a 14,000 and a 15,000, guys, tell me what was the call that you are selling? At what price you are selling that call of 15,000? What was the price that at which you are selling the call of 15,000? What was the price? 14,000 and 15,000. What was the price? Anybody? Anybody who remembers? Anybody who remembers? Net we were making 120 rupees. Remember? Net we were making 120 rupees. Net we are making 120 rupees. Guys, when we did our last class, Friday, remember? We did our last class on Friday, remember? So guys, see, 18 plus 38, what would be my costing? 18 plus 38, what would be my costing? 18 plus 38, 56, right? And here, 14,000 foot, 14,000 foot. The net change is, the LTP is 103, the net change is 46. So 103 minus 46, what would be my cost? What would be my cost? No, 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 143 minus 46. Tushar, will not add here, will subtract, na. It has increased. So at the previous day it would have been less, na. The previous day the put price would have been less, right? So guys, what we understood was 57, 56, 57, 56, roughly 120 point was our earning. 120 point was our earning, right? 120 points, 120 points. Guys, today the volatility was there or was not there? Today the volatility was there or not there? Today was there volatility? Is it good for making a short triangle? Is volatility good for making a short triangle? Is volatility good for making a short triangle? No, na? Right? Right? So guys understand. So guys understand. Whenever there is a volatility, it will cause issue to your portfolio. It will cause issue to your strategy. It will cause issue to your strategy. How? How? See here. 15,000 selling. Are you making money or losing money? After making a strangle, are you making money or losing money? Here on the 15,000 call, are you making money or losing money? 15,000 call, are you making money or losing money? I am making money. How much money you are making? 45 rupees. Can you see? How much money you are making? 45 rupees. Can you see how much money you are making? You are making 45 rupees. Right? Guys, any confusion how this 45 is coming? Any confusion how this 45 is coming? Now see, the 14,000 put that you have sold has increased by how much rupees? Has increased by how much rupees? 46 rupees. It has increased by how much rupees? 46 rupees. So what is the net difference? What is the net difference? 1 rupee minus 1 rupee. So guys, understand, because the volatility was there, the fall in premium price of 15,000 was compensated by a fall in the premium of 14,000 put option. Sorry, rise in the premium of 14,000 put option. But guys, see, if for next 2 or 3 days, if the market keeps on trading like this only, not too much, but like this only, going up a bit, going down a bit, going up a bit, going down a bit, what will happen eventually? What will happen eventually? What will happen eventually? No, 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 no. Understand? If the market keep on going up and down, it will go up and down. The premium of call and put both will come down, na? The premium of call and put will both come down, right? Understood? So as more and more time will be passed, asking run rate will increase, na? For the call and put to cross uh, uh, 14,000 on the downside and 15,000 on the upside. So guys, understood all these strategies, how they work out over a period of time. Most of the time, candidates don't understand this because they are shown only on one day. But we have been continuously tracking them for last 3 days. Every session we have seen the prices going up and down. The prices going up and down. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear? Is this clear? So now, guys, today, we would be doing something very important. Although if you have seen, we have been doing everything important, but it is something new. It is something new for few people, right? See, majority of the people knows knows what technical analysis is. Few of them has done through me also, right? But guys, see, if you want to trade futures, not options. See, in options, in this, did we require technical analysis? Did we require technical analysis in making all these strategies, or we were more dependent upon the OI and the option chain, right? We were more dependent on the option chain and the general price movement of the market, right? But guys, see, is there any difference between a cash and future movement? Is there any difference between the cash and future movement? No. So when there is no difference between cash and future, if you want to trade cash, can you trade randomly? Can you trade randomly? So what do you need to trade in a cash market? What do you need? You want to do short-term trading, general direction of the market, plus you need good entries and good exits. Right? So guys, see, whenever you will look for good entry and good exit, which is the tool that gives you this? That tool is technical analysis. Right? So guys, let us see here. Let us see here. Suppose let me start from the scratch. Guys, let me start from the scratch. So what I would be doing is I am going to show you something. Guys, for the time being, I'm not using the chat box. So guys, see here, in front of you, there are few things. So let us go one by one. First and foremost is you are having a chart in front of you. How many of you, how many of you are unaware about what is this chart? What is this chart? Anybody? Anybody who is unaware? Who doesn't know what is the meaning of this chart? I'm not saying analysis. I'm saying what is the meaning of a candlestick chart? Is there anybody who doesn't know what is a candlestick chart? Anybody? Anybody? Is there anybody who is unaware about what is a candlestick chart? Anybody? Guys, kindly respond. It will help me to do things faster. Otherwise, I would be repeating the same thing again and again, asking the same thing again and again. So, Mr. Santosh, are you unaware about candlestick chart? Are you unaware or you know? Right? We know. Right? Right. Right. So, guys, first and foremost, if you are aware about a chart, I'm just giving a brief description of of indicators. We would be discussing two indicators. The first indicator is the RSI. So what RSI does is just like a thermometer. Thermometer gives you now whether your temperature is normal, less than normal, or more than normal. Does our thermometer do this or not? Gives you a reading or not? Gives you the reading or not? Right? So in the same way, the RSI gives you the strength of the price movement, the momentum of the price movement, the force of the price movement. So uh, a momentum is what happens in a momentum is that no, understand, Urmi, understand. Can there be a no loss option? Can there be a no loss option? Can there be any trading that comes without a loss? Can there be any trading that comes without a loss? It cannot. No? So no loss option is nothing, right? In a long straddle, you know what is your maximum loss. There is no unlimited loss kind of a thing. Right? But guys, see, concentrate on this, otherwise it will become a dragged thing, right? See, can you see there is a marking like 70? Can you see there is a marking like 30? Is this visible to you or not? The shaded area, the top is 70 and the bottom is 30, right? What happens is the creator of the indicators, the creator of the indicators have calculated, and their observation is prices generally tends to struggle at 70. They tend to struggle at 70, and around 30 they find good supports. At around 30 they find good supports. So can you see the moment prices are reaching 70 level, roundabout, not exactly 70 but roundabout, sometimes it will exceed also, sometimes it will exceed also. So what happens after that? What happens after that? The prices tries to correct themselves. The prices tries to correct themselves. So can you see in this HDFC Bank chart, when was the last time it touched 70? When the HDFC Bank was 1600. 1600. And what is the price that we have seen recently? 1352. 1352. Can you see? We have seen the price like 1352. And see, there is a bounce back from these levels only. 31 levels. So guys, understood that there are two levels in RSI. One gives you an idea from where the prices can fall a bit, and another gives you an idea from where the prices can rise a bit. Is this clear? Is this clear? Is 70-30 is clear? Now see guys, see RSI is a very big subject, but I am explaining you that portion that will help you in making our strategy. Right? Now see guys, what I am doing is I am removing this for the time being and giving you another indicator. Right? Now see, this indicator is something unique. So this indicator is your Bollinger Band. This indicator is your Bollinger Band, right? And now see here. Now see here. What happens is there is a mean line. Can you see a red line? That is a mean line. Can you see there is a red line? That is a mean line. Is this visible? Is this mean line visible? Right? So guys, see what happens is whenever the prices goes to the upper band, whenever the prices goes to the upper band, they come inside. They come inside. See, it is touching the upper band, it is coming inside. It is touching the lower band, it is coming inside. So this coming inside and going outside keeps on happening. But can you see going outside is rare? Can you see going outside is rare? Normally it keeps on touching upper band and lower band. Normally it keeps on touching the upper band and the lower band. But this mean line, this mean line, this mean line, sometimes it touches and come back. See, it touches and come back, and sometimes it doesn't stop at the mean line. It straight away goes there. It straight away goes there, right? So guys, see, these are the basic feature of the Bollinger Band. It is the basic feature of the Bollinger Band, right? If you see, can you see the prices going outside the band? Can you see the prices going outside the band? Can you see them coming inside and touching the mean line? Can you see it is going coming and touching the mean line? Can you see it is coming and touching the mean line? It is visible. It is visible. Touching the mean line and going up, right? But see, this time, has it touched the mean line and stopped? No, it has straight away gone down. Can you see? It has straight away gone down, right? And now tell me, guys, if the prices are, and let me give you one more feature of a Bollinger Band before I forget. Theoretically, 95% of the time, prices should be inside the band. Theoretically, 95% of the time, prices should be inside the band. But practically, 90% of the time, prices remain inside the band. Still, there is a 10% chance that the prices can be outside the band. That the prices can be outside the band. Is this clear? That prices can be outside the band. Is this clear? The prices can be outside the band. But prices remaining outside the band is a norm or an exception? Is a norm or an exception? Is a norm or exception? Exception, right? So guys, understand, when the prices goes outside the band, when they are increasing too much, then normal. When they are increasing too much, then the normal, right? So what do you think at that time, what should happen? What should happen to the RSI? Should it go to the overbought region of 70, or should it come at that particular point to a oversold region of 30? Where it should go? Where it should go? Where it should go? What do you think? Where it should go? Should go to 70. But every time when the price rises, both of them will not go together. Na? See, every time when the price rises, both of them will not go together. Na? But tell me, if I have to make a reversal strategy, so guys, suppose I want to make a reversal strategy. Reversal strategy. So now what do I need? So what do I need? I need three things. See guys, see here. I need three things. I need that the prices should be outside the Bollinger Band, right? Bollinger Band. And not only one candle, I need few candles. Second, the RSI should be, RSI should be either 70 or either 30, right? Now what do I need? Now what do I need? I need a rejection. I need a rejection, right? I need a rejection, right? I need a rejection. I need these three things. I need these three things. So guys, let us see in a bank nifty. So now guys, tell me where the price is opened, inside the band or outside the band? Where the prices open today, inside the band or outside the band? Outside. Now see, the prices are not coming inside. And can you see the RSI is almost 7 or 8? The RSI when it has opened is almost 7 or 8. Can you see this? The RSI when it is opening is roughly 7 or 8. Now see, I have got two things. Candles outside the band and the RSI below 30 and the RSI below 30. But am I getting an entry? Am I getting an entry? Am I getting an entry? No. So guys, see, here you have to patiently wait. Here you have to patiently wait. So now see here, till here I'm not getting, but what is happening? The prices are coming inside the band or not? The prices are coming inside the band or not? And finally I get a green candle somewhere here. 30,500. 30,500. Right? I'm getting a entry here at 30,500. Right? And now see where the prices have finally moved. 31,250. How many points we are getting? How many points we are getting? How many points we are getting? 750. Can somebody do this calculation? 750 into 25. Can somebody do this calculation? 750 into 25. For 1 day price movement, is this a small amount or a big amount? For 1 day price movement, a small amount or a big amount? It's a big amount, right? So this is one strategy that you can very well trade, that you can very well trade on a 5-minute chart. You can trade in a 5-minute chart, right? But the same strategy here, how it will look in a 15-minute chart here. Now see, this is a bit tricky. Why tricky here? Are you getting a candle outside the band or not? Are you getting a candle outside the band or not? Outside. Is this a buy? Is this a buy? Oh, but is this a buy or not? But see here, you are using a 15-minute candle and now you are getting a buy at 661. You are getting a buy at 661. Right? No issue, Mr. Rupesh, understand. Mr. Rupesh, see, understand. What happens is, many times, what happens is, you have taken an entry in a 15 minutes, your stop loss got hit. But in 5 minutes, your stop loss got hit. But in a 15 minutes, a stop loss was a bit bigger, that was saved and the target was achieved. So never think that 5 minutes is good and 15 minutes is bad, or vice versa, right? But my point is very simple. My point is very simple. The chart, the basics remain the same. The basics remains the same. But what is happening? Your entry and exit might be different. Your entry and exit might be different, right? No, Arsh, see, what is happening here? What is happening here? Can you see on a chart pattern? I am getting a bullish harami here, right? But I am not confusing people who are new to technical analysis. See, have the prices closed inside the Bollinger Band or not? A green candle inside the Bollinger Band. That means the buy is coming and the RSI has started to go up. The RSI has started to go up, right? Right. So let us see if we could have used this strategy in a Nifty. in a Nifty. Can you see a 15-minute chart? Can you see a 15-minute chart? So unfortunately, you got an entry here, 288, and the high point that you are getting is 381, roughly 100 points, roughly 100 points, right? Right? Roughly 100 points, right? Right? Understood? So this was our 15 minutes. So we first saw 5 and saw the difference in 15 minutes. Now see from 15 minutes how the 5 minute will be different. Now let's see. I got my entry somewhere here, 234, a bit higher, earlier. Can you see? A bit earlier. I got my entry a bit earlier, 220, 225, 235, right? But see, it took a time also. Keeps on trading, and then went up, right? So guys, understood? Is this reversal strategy clear? Is this reversal strategy clear? Right? The guys, see what I'm trying to explain is, don't get intimidated by things. If you can trade in futures, if you can trade in futures, this is one strategy. If you apply consistently, you will see odds will be in your favor. Odds will be in your favor. But if you will apply one day and if you will not apply another day, it will not work. If you will apply one day, if you don't apply the other day, it will not work. Right? Now see it. Now see, I'm going to explain you a very important stuff. A very important stuff. If anybody who is new to technical analysis, you should be aware about a certain thing. You should be aware about a certain thing. Guys, see, the price is making a higher high. Can you see the price going up? Can you see the price going up? Can you see the price going up? Can you see this price going up? But if at the same time the RSI is not going up, it is coming down. Can you see this top? They are going up. Right? So this is your negative divergence. This is your negative divergence. Right? This is your negative divergence. If the price is falling, if the price is falling, but the RSI is rising, can you see this dot? This is falling, but this is rising. One is falling, one is rising. So it is a positive divergence. Divergence happens often or they happen sometimes. Divergence happens often or they happen sometimes. So are they high probability or low probability? Are they high probability or low probability? High probability. So what is the meaning of high probability? It will work every time. What is the meaning of high probability? It will work every time. Will it work every time? Most of the time, right? Most of the time. Guys, can you see the prices going up or down? What do you see? The prices are going up or down? The prices are going up or down? They are going down. What is happening to your RSI? Can you see the RSI is not going down? Can you see the RSI is not going down? Right? So is this making a room for a positive divergence or not? Is this making a room for the positive divergence or not? Right? So guys, tell me, suppose you start buying here 14,380, 14,380, and then you see something like, right? Or something earlier also, no? Something earlier also. So getting 100 points, 70 points, 80 points, 90 points in Nifty is good or bad? Getting a 70, 80, 90 points in Nifty is good or bad? Good, but see guys, see, you have to wait. If you cannot wait, nobody can help you. If you cannot wait, nobody can help you, right? Nobody can help you. Any given day, nobody can help you. Now guys, tell me, what is happening here? What is happening here? Prices are falling or not? Prices are falling or not? Prices are falling or not? Can you see? Can you see? The prices are falling. Is this visible? Can you see? The RSI is actually rising. The RSI is actually rising. Right? Right? So guys, when this is happening and the next moment this happens, 293 it becomes a buy. 293 it becomes a buy. Right? You get a closing here. At the end, you are getting the closing at the end. It is the fag end of the market because you are taking a risk by trading at the end of the market. You are taking a risk, right? So guys, Nifty and Bank Nifty, can I trade a reversal strategy? Can I trade a reversal strategy? Can I trade a divergence strategy? Can I trade a divergence strategy? Right? So guys, let me explain you one more thing. Fifth April. As can you see here, the price is rising. Can you see here, the price is rising. It is not a single day chart. It is between 8th and see. It is between 7th and 8th. Can you see the price rising? Is RSI rising or falling? Is RSI rising or falling? Is RSI falling? Right? I could have taken a trade. I could have taken a trade. Hey, just a second. Just a second. Guys, what kind of a band is this? What kind of a band is this? What kind of a band is this? Narrow band. What do you mean by narrow band? Is the market volatile or less volatile? Is the market volatile or less volatile? Less volatile. Will the market remain like this forever? Will the market remain like this forever? So where it will go? There is a squeeze, right? But there will be an expansion. Band will open. Band will open. So whenever the band opens, what do we do? Whenever the band opens, what do we do? Whenever the band is open, what do? We trade on the side of the opening. We trade on the side of the opening, right? Now see it. Now guys, watch it carefully. The prices have increased drastically or not? The prices have increased drastically or not? At 1 o'clock, can you see? Can you see the rise in price? Bollinger Band is looking like it is opening the mouth, but are we sure? Bollinger Band is looking like it is opening the mouth, but are we sure? See the next candle. Has the mouth opened or not? Has the mouth opened or not? What I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? 33520, 33520. What I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to take the trade on the buy side. Next trade, 540. See what has happened. See what has happened. Can you see? Can you see what has happened? The band has expanded like anything. The band has expanded like anything. So what kind of a trade is this? What kind of a trade is this? This is a momentum trade. So guys, first of all, please remember, whenever you are taking a trade, especially on a momentum, you should exit the moment you get 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. The momentum, if you get 1 is to 2, it is very good. Come out of that trade. Otherwise, if you are trading in multiple lots, what I can suggest you, book partial profit. But if you don't want to exit, you want to ride the trend, you should have a trailing stop loss. What is the meaning of trailing stop loss? What is the meaning of trailing stop loss? The meaning is increase your stop loss to a new level. So earlier you were making some losses if the things went wrong. Now you should change your stop loss at a cost. And if the price further goes up, change it to a bit of profit. But at the end of the day, you have to book here, na? At 3:30, you have to book it. But see, guys, it is a hell lot of a profit. You buy something at 520, Bank Nifty, and you sell it 400 points up. 400 points up. Can you guess how much money you are making? Can you guess how much money you are making? 10,000 rupees, right? 10,000 rupees. So guys, see, we have seen a divergence strategy, we have seen a momentum strategy, we have seen a reversal strategy, right? Now see here, now see here. Let us go back here. Stop. See, Mr. Vishal, understand, Mr. Vishal, understand. When the prices are in a narrow band, narrow band, when the band will open, when the band will open, when it will be touching the upper band or the lower band. Are you getting my point? Unless and until it touches the upper band and the lower band, can the band expand? Can the band expand? Can the band expand? The band cannot expand. No? Can you see? The band cannot expand, right? The band cannot expand. So whenever this is happening, it will be either on above the upper band or above the lower band. Above the upper band or above the lower band. So guys, see here. So guys, see here. What can you see here? What can you see here? What can you see here? Three green candles. But Tushar, don't you think they are outside the band? Can't you see these are outside the band? Whenever you see candles outside the band, multiple candles, what is your next check? What is your next check? What is your next check? No, no, no. The next check is RSI. The next check is RSI. Now guys tell me RSI is overbought or oversold? RSI is overbought or oversold? Now I need a rejection. This itself is a inverted hammer. Again I am getting the candle inside the band. Should I sell at 1400 or not? Should I sell at 1400 or not? Done. RSI has also come down. But I have taken this strategy at 3 o'clock. So don't you think this strategy might spill over to the next day? Don't you think this strategy might spill over to the next day? So now see what is happening. Now see what is happening. My stop loss is getting hit or not with this candle. My stop loss is getting hit or not with this candle. Can you see your stop loss getting hit? Can you see your stop loss getting hit? right? So guys, tell me, your strategy worked or it failed? Your strategy worked or it failed? Failed, right? So guys, whenever a bowler bowls a bouncer, a bowler bowls a bouncer, fast bowler, what is the expectation of the batsman? The next ball when he's about to face, don't you think he's again preparing mentally himself for a bouncer? Don't you think he's again mentally prepared for a bouncer? Whenever a batsman has faced a bouncer, right? So he's again waiting for a bouncer to happen. A clever bowler, what he will do? A clever bowler, what he will do? Will he bowl a bouncer or he will bowl a slower one, that too on the front foot? A clever bowler will be bowling a slower one and that too pitching right up. So the batsman who was prepared on the back foot will be caught wrong footed. Right? But guys, what will a batsman will do? What will a good batsman will do? What will a good batsman will do? Don't you think he would be mentally prepared that he has bounced me? Now there is higher probability that he might come and bowl a slower one, that too on the front foot. So will he be mentally prepared or not? Will he be mentally prepared or not? Will he be mentally prepared or not? Guys, are you getting my point? My point is very simple. Understand? A good bowler or the good batsman, they know that something has gone wrong, but are they prepared with the next move or not? Are they mentally prepared for the next move or not? Guys, are you getting this or not? Are you getting this or not? Guys, am I audible? Am I audible? Are you able to hear me? I'm not getting any response this time. I've got a response from Harsh, but nobody else. Are we there or not? Because if you will not understand this, this strategy, you will not be able to digest. It will look like I was to you. So guys, see, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to say, if a spinner is bowling and you come out of your crease and hit the spinner for a six, will he again toss you up? Will he again give you that good ball? You will again come out of the crease and hit him for a six? No, na. So there is a higher probability that he will be giving you a short ball. So a good bowler batsman will be prepared. So now tell me, if you are trading a reversal, when will your stop loss get hit? When the prices have gone above the previous high or not? The prices have again gone above the previous high or not? So guys, for this, do you need to check this chart or is it very clear? See, if I am selling here, 1400, this is the last high, 1406. So don't you think you would be putting a stop loss at 1408 or 1410, somewhere here, slightly above this, and your stop loss got hit? So the prices have gone higher than the previous time or not? It is by default understood that the prices have gone a little bit higher. So what is the next step that you have to check? What is the next step that you are supposed to check? So now you are supposed to check the RSI again. Check the RSI again. Guys, can you see here? Can you see here? Right? Can you see here the divergence? Can you see here the divergence? Can you see here the divergence? Is the divergence visible? And guys, what is so important here? Is this a normal divergence? Is this a normal divergence? Is this a normal divergence? No. What is special about this divergence? What is special about this divergence? See, again I am starting. See carefully. Again I am starting. Was your trigger a divergence or a reversal strategy? Was your trigger a divergence or a reversal strategy? Then reversal happened. RSI and Bollinger Band both are in the overbought position or not. Whenever the possibility of reversal happens, the RSI and Bollinger Band, both of them are at the overbought position. So if the stop loss gets hit and a divergence is created, this divergence is getting created at the upper band of the Bollinger. Is getting created at the upper band of the Bollinger. So here the divergence becomes super important. So if you have lost money, suppose you have lost 15 rupees, 10 rupees, rather, even if you have lost 10 rupees, can you see when this divergence happened, you sold around 14, 17, what you got later on, 1392. So you lost 7, 8 rupees, you made 25 rupees. This will happen in stocks more rather than indices. This will happen more in stocks rather than indices. It can happen in indices also, but basically this is a hook strategy. Basically it is a hook strategy. Now what is a hook strategy? Now you will be able to understand when I am going to draw it, because you have already seen it. Now see what is happening. The prices has gone outside the band and the RSI has touched 70 or beyond. I am taking a trade here. Remember, we took a trade here. Remember, we took a trade here. Now the prices instead of falling further has risen. But when I saw the RSI, it has not. So what has happened? My stop loss got hit somewhere here. Can you see? My stop loss got somewhere here. Then I saw a hook has been formed. The RSI going up, going down. So it is a very high probability trade. Very high probability trade or fall will happen. High probability. So this is your hook strategy. And again I am repeating, the chances of it happening in a stock is more compared to indices. Is this clear? Is this clear? So guys, for the last 4 days, if anybody was thinking that option strategies are good, what is option is good, what is small put, everything is good. But I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade. So today is the day. So today is the day. You can trade a futures, you can trade Nifty futures, you can trade Bank Nifty futures, you can trade a stock futures with this good strategy. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear, guys? Right? So, guys, now I will be taking a 5 minute break, and then I would be starting with a new strategy. Then I would be starting with a new strategy. So guys, I would be starting again. And I would be starting again. See, I would be starting again here. See what I'm doing here. See what I'm doing here. Yes, yes, Mr. Vishal, this is my number. Right? You can connect with me. So guys, see what I've done. What actually I've done is I have used three exponential moving averages. I have simply put three exponential moving averages. Right? What are these exponential moving averages? What are the numbers that I have put? 13, 21, and 34. 13, 21, and 34. One is representing 2 weeks, another is representing 3 weeks, another is representing 5 weeks. So it is like short term, medium term, and a bit long term. Is the concept clear? Is this concept clear? What I have done? What I have done is clear. Now tell me which line, normally which line should be closer to the price? Short term moving average or a long term moving average? Short term moving average or a long term moving average? A short term moving average like a 13, that is represented by the black, the middle one is the orange, and the last one is the blue one. So don't you think this is the logical order? The prices closer, up, middle, and below. Now see guys, is this the logical order? Is this the logical order? Can you see is the logical order? Can you see from here on the logical order has been restored? Can you see from here on, sorry, from here on, once they converge, from here on, the logical order has been restored. see, the logical order is going, still going, still going. Now we have reached to 2021. Still going, still going. Can you see it has changed? Can you see it has changed from here on? Can you see it has changed from here on? Right? See, this is no trend. This is no trend. The trend has changed from here. The trend has changed from here. Right? But see, for a very long period, HDFC was in an uptrend or not? HDFC was in an uptrend or not? So guys, see here, this strategy is a swing strategy. What is this? This is a swing strategy. What do we mean by swing? What do we mean by swing? What do we mean by swing? Guys, what do we mean by swing? Market will go up like this. Market will go up like this. First one or the second one? The first one or the second one? Guys, don't you think this was a buy opportunity? It was also a buy opportunity when the prices are falling. These are what? Swings, na? Prices going from below up. Below up. These are swings. You see this? That swings. That swings. Market, whenever it goes up, go down. Whenever the market will go up, it will go down. Right? So guys, understood what is a swing? Understood what is a swing? Right? So guys, let us come here. Let us again come here. Now see what I'm trying to put. I'm trying to put one more indicator. This indicator is stochastic. This indicator is stochastic. Right? Now see this. What is this stochastic? When I close this. What is this stochastic? This stochastic is just more or less like a RSI. Stochastic is more or less like a RSI. But there are two lines. In RSI, how many lines were there? In RSI, how many lines were there? One. In stochastic, how many lines are there? These are two lines. How they are created? Here. You take a data for 14 periods. Can you see this 14 period? Can you see this 14, number 14? Can you see? Can you see? Now, this 14 period, see, this 14 period is slowed down by a percentage of 1 is slowed down by a percentage of 1. So you will get a blue line like this. You will get a blue line like this. And when this result is slowed down by a percentage of 3, that is percentage 3, you will get a slow line. Can you see that one line is fast and one line is slow? Can you see one line is fast and one line is slow? Can you see the blue one is fast and the orange one is slow? Is this visible? Are these lines visible? Are these lines visible? So guys, tell me if whenever I factor by 1 14 period stochastic, it will also like RSI, what it will show? Overbought and oversold. Like stochastic, like RSI, what will stochastic show to you? Overbought and oversold. Is this point clear? Like stochastic, RSI will also show you overbought and oversold. But unlike RSI, where you are having 30 and 70 as numbers, here the number is 80 and 20. Can you see the number 80 and 20? Can you see the number 80 and 20? This is visible 80 and 20. So guys, now see. My question is, put your common sense. Put your common sense. When you took out the data for 14 period and you factored in by 1, will you get a line or not? Will you get a line or not? Now guys, the result, the blue line, and you factor it by 3, will you get another line or not? Will you get another line or not? Which one will be slower, the blue or the orange? The blue or the orange? Which one will be slower, the blue or the orange? Which one will be slower, the blue or the orange? Right? Now guys, tell me, put some common sense. If I get one line and I factor in by 1 only, will I get 2 lines or 1 line only? Will I get 2 lines or 1 line only? Now see, how many lines you are getting? How many lines you are getting? Why you are getting 1 line understood? Why you are getting 1 line understood? Whenever you do swing trade, what should be your time frame? Whenever you do swing trade, what should be your time frame? Yes, it is like a multiplied. See, whenever you do a swing trade, it will last 5, 6, 7 days. It will last 5, 6, 7 days. So I don't need a data of 14 period. I only need a data of 4 period. So I have changed the setting here. I have changed the setting here. Can you see it has become more fast? Can you see it has become more fast? So now guys, see, the strategy that I am going to discuss is aim and shoot. The strategy that I am going to discuss is aim and shoot, right? So now see here. So now see here. Can you see? I am getting a aim. Aim means I want to shoot somebody. So first I would be taking an aim. At first, what I would be doing, I would be taking an aim. Now see here. Whenever the price will come to 20, will it be an aim or not? The price comes to 20, will it be an aim or not? It has come to the oversold zone, so it has become an aim. This is my aim, 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 this is my aim. Aim is visible or not? Every time it is coming to 20, this is my aim, right? Now what I'm doing is, I want a shoot. What I'm doing is I'm using the same indicator. I'm using the same indicator. This time what I'm doing is, I put it like 14, 3 and 2, 4, 3 and 2, 4, 3 and 2. If you want, you can write it down. If you want, you can write it down. 4, 3 and 2. 4, 3 and 2. So guys, see here. So guys, see here. What happens is, I got an uptrend here. See, can you see I got an uptrend here? Can you see I got an uptrend here? The market is in an uptrend. Market is in an uptrend, right? Guys, are you getting an aim here? Are you getting an aim here? Are you getting an aim here? But are you getting a shoot downstairs? No. The shoot will happen when the blue line will cut the orange line. When the blue line will cut the orange line. So am I getting a shoot? No. Am I getting an aim? Yes. Shoot? No. Aim? Yes. Shoot? No. Can you see I got a shoot here? Can you see I got a shoot here at 12:15? Can you see I got a shoot here at 12:15? Right? Right? So after that, can you see the prices straight away went to 1395? From here, 1395. 1395. Can you see? So anybody who does not want to do intraday in futures, they don't want to do intraday in futures. They want to take a position in future stock. They want to carry it for some days. They want to trade on a trend. They want to trade on a trend. Can they take a position? Can they take a position? Can they take a position? Right? Now see it. The price is again falling. Can you see the price is again falling? But you are getting a aim shoot here. Can you see? Can you see? You got a shoot here. Now guys tell me. Now guys tell me if if 1407 is your entry. 1407 is your entry. Don't you think 1345 will be your stop loss? Can you see 1345 will be your stop loss? Can you see there is a big stop loss here? 1345. You see there is a big stop loss 1345 waiting for you. And see the prices have gone to 1461. For any reason, if you have booked the profit, fine. But if you have not booked the profit, you would be staring at a loss. You would be staring at a loss. The prices has gone down. The prices has gone down. You see, the prices has gone down. So guys, see, no strategy is foolproof. Any strategy can give you a loss. You should be mentally prepared for the loss. See, the prices are falling. The prices are falling. Are you getting a aim? Yes. Are you getting a shoot? No, no, no. But here you are getting a shoot. At what price? 1396. What should be your stop loss? this much, round about 50 points. Your entry is this. What do you get? Get something like this, right? You get something like this. Now again see. Are you getting aim, no shoot, aim, no shoot, aim, no shoot? Finally, you got a shoot here. Then the prices have went up to. So guys, understood how to trade in a swing. How to trade in a swing. No, see, if you will try to match aim and shoot together, it will create a problem. It will create a problem for you, right? You have to look at aim and next two candles, max to max three candles, you should get an entry. If you're not getting an entry, look for another aim. Look for another aim. So guys, understood when there is a stock that is trending, how to do it. See, normally what happens if 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 you will do these things, if you will do these things like this, a crossover will give you a buy and a crossover will give you a sell. Then guys, your stop loss should be based on that only. Then the stop loss should also be based on that only. Are you getting my point? Your stop loss should be based on that only. But normally what do? We take an entry on the basis of indicator, put a stop loss, and the risk reward ratio becomes your target, and plus we see how the candles are moving. On the basis of that we try to exit, not on the basis of the indicator itself. It would look nice if I want to explain a stochastic on a YouTube channel. Suppose a stochastic on a YouTube channel. So for 20 minutes, I have to talk only about stochastic. Understand? Guys, are you understanding? I have to talk only about stochastic. So what I will do, I will present it in such a way, I will present in such a way that I will show to you that I can take an entry on the basis of stochastic, I can take an exit on the basis of stochastic, right? But guys, in the normal real trade, the normal real trade, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to take an entry on the indicator. Stop loss should be based on candle, and on the basis of risk reward, my my target my target should be based on the candle. Is my voice clear? Is my voice audible to everybody? Is my voice audible to everybody? So guys, we have seen a lot of we have seen a lot of futures trading strategies, right? Right? We have seen a lot of futures trading strategies. Right? Now the point comes in whenever we talk about options, whenever we talk about options, so here what happens is, remember one example that I gave you while the class was closing yesterday. I gave you the example of a race that is happening 6 kilometers one. Remember I gave you that example. Remember what I told you, in options there are a lot of factors like speed, distance, time, etc. etc. Remember? So guys, understand options can be done in two ways. One is intraday and another is a carry forward model. So guys, tell me all the option strategies that we did qualifies under which category? Qualifies under which category? Carry forward, right? Carry forward, right? Futures price is more than the spot price. Should we take the same chart? Smriti, it is very easy. It is very easy. See dear. See guys, can you see everything is same? You see guys, everything is same. You see, this is what I told you in the first class itself. So futures price is nothing but a measure of what is happening in the cash market, right? But guys, my point is, which price you would be trading, cash or futures? Which price you would be trading, cash or futures? So which chart you should see while taking a trade, cash or futures? But what is the drawback of a future stock chart? It will be liquid only for 1 month. Huh? It will be liquid only for 1 month. If you want to understand the long-term trend of a stock, you have to use a stock chart or not. Have to use a stock chart or not, right? You got your answer. I suppose you got your answer. You have to look at both of them. But if you want one answer, you can take a trade on the basis of a future chart. Now, guys, taking a trade on a carry forward basis is a complex equation or not? It's a complex equation or not? Remember, we saw that the prices are increasing, but the option price is decreasing. We have seen now the prices are increasing, but the option price is decreasing, right? The biggest reason is the time factor. The biggest reason is the time factor, right? So I say time is the enemy of the option buyer, is the friend of the option seller. Friend of the option seller, right? I hope you are clear with this logic. I hope you are clear with this logic, right? As more and more time will pass, it will become difficult for the event to happen. But guys, in intraday, what do you do? In intraday, what do you do? Intraday, what do you do? We close the position on the same day. So is the time factor coming into picture? Is the time factor coming into picture? Right? So because the time factor doesn't come into the picture, now I am not bothered about the other Greeks also, delta, theta, gamma, omega. I am not bothered about that because I am not going to carry my position. If I am clear on this part, if I am clear on this part, what can happen? What can happen? I can trade options which can be very favorable for a retail trader. When a retail trader is starting out the option trade, is he short of money or not? Is he short of money or not? Is he short on expertise or not? Is he short on expertise or not? Now, he is also not aware how much loss it can happen. Suppose somebody told the option seller makes most of the money, and somehow he made arrangement for one lot of option and he sold that option. Suppose the market goes the other way. Don't you think he will caught off guard? Don't you think he will get off guard, caught off guard, right? So guys, at the end of the day, as a retail trader who is starting out, he should buy option or sell option. He should buy option or sell option. But the moment he will sell, time will become his enemy. So now he is left only with one choice. Buy option and square it up that day. Buy option and square it up that day. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now suppose he thinks, now suppose he thinks the market will go up. Which chart he should see? Which chart he should see? All chart. If he thinks the market will go down, we should see a good chart. Now guys, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one trade that we took today. We today took one trade, right? And thanks to my class in the morning, and thanks to my class in the morning. Is there anybody from the morning intraday batch? Is there anybody from the morning intraday batch? Is there anybody? Smriti was there, right? Anybody else who is there from the morning batch? Saloni was also, right? Smriti and Saloni, remember what was the option we were looking at? What was the option we were looking at? Remember, it was Bank Nifty 13,700, 31,000 plus. So 30,700, 30,700. And we were looking at a 5 minute chart. Okay, see here, here. This was the one. Let me get it to you. Let me remove this stochastic from here. Let us bring our RSI here. See guys, one thing what I am going to show you can change your entire way you trade options, or rather you trade. Might from tomorrow start trading Nifty and Bank Nifty. Guys, I'm going to explain in greater detail. Don't worry. Guys, I'm going to explain you uh, the one thing that I'm doing in greater detail. Don't worry, right? Now, first and foremost, I'm going for 29th April. 29th April. Now, we were looking at 30,700. We were looking at call. We were looking at call. Now, see the chart. So, see, guys, the class was going on. The class was going on till 12:30, and we were constantly looking at this kind of a price. We were constantly looking at this kind of a price. Can you see these prices? Can you see these prices? What kind of a band is this? What kind of a band is this? Arrow. What do you need now? What do you need now? I need a breakout, upside or downside. I need a breakout, upside or a downside, right? The exact words of mine in the morning class was, and I asked every participant, do you think the market will remain flat like this the entire day? And almost every participant told, no, sir, it is not going to remain like this. So, guys, see, I never told that it will not remain like this. It can be understood by any person. So, if you are also looking at a Bollinger Band like this, you know the market will not end flat like this. The market has gone. The market has gone so much down. The market has gone so much down, right? So the market can remain down, but it has to give a movement, fresh movement, right? Now see what is happening. Now see what is happening. Now I got a call. I got a call from my office, and they told me, sir, somebody is looking for a options call. You guys joined our as a client, so he wanted to have one option call, and he's looking for your call. So when I saw this candle, when I saw this candle, what it is looking like? Is opening up the mouth or not? Is opening up the mouth or not? Right? So see here, the candle was 820. The candle was 820. Can you see? The candle is 820. Can you see the candle at 820? Can you see this? There is a candle at 820. Now, anybody who understands the basic of technical analysis, they are also aware about one more thing, that apart from RSI 70 and 30, is there another critical reading of RSI? Is there another critical reading of RSI? 50. So this candle has breached RSI 50 or not? This candle has breached the RSI 50 or not? What I am supposed to do? What I am supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to buy. So why you will short sell? Ars, why you will short sell? The prices are rising from below. A Bollinger Band has opened from a narrow band. a buy. Guys, understand, it is a buy, right? Now, what is my stop loss? My stop loss is this 760. Can you see 820 is my 820? 820 is my entry. No, it is not the mean. It is my this candle. See, it is this candle. 766 is the price of the candle. 766 is the price of the candle. Right? No, Urmi, understand. Urmi, understand. What do we say? Few candles outside the band, then we sell. Remember, we say like this or not? We say like this or not? Few candles outside the band, we say like this or not? So don't you think after this one candle there can be two big candles outside the band? There can be, no? Right? So guys, understand, if you are an aggressive trader, then only you will trade a breakout. Because it happens on a momentum. It happens on a momentum. Right? But if you are a conservative player, you will wait, but you are definitely not going to sell here, na? See, the RSI is only 50. Can you sell? The RSI is only 50. Can you sell? No, na? So guys, the call that I generated, it was a very basic, simple call. Understand? 820 is your entry, 760 is your stop loss, and your first target is 930. Your first target is right about 930 to 940. 930 to 940. Why I am going for a risk reward ratio 1 to 2? I am going with a risk reward ratio 1 to 2. Right? Because I can see ample opportunity now. From 50 it can go to 70. So I am getting an entry at a very right time. Now see guys, this was your entry, this was your exit. Can you see? Got your entry at 1 o'clock, you got your exit at 1:55. And all the people who are there in the morning class knows this. So don't think that after happening the market I'm saying to you. This was seen or heard by the morning class people at 12:30. I told them clearly the market is not going to remain like this forever. It will give you a breakout. It will give you a movement. Now you have to pounce on that movement. Now you have to pounce on that movement. And tell me guys, if my stop loss would have been hit, if my stop loss would have been hit, how much money I would have lost? How much money I would have lost? How much money I would have lost? 1500. And if my strategy was right, how much I would have earned? How much I would have earned? 3000. 3000. But now you might say, sir, I will put a trailing stop loss. I will put X, I will put Y. If you see what has happened afterward, it will blow your mind. The market has reached this. Now, guys, tell me, can you see it is 300 points? Can you see it is 300 points? If you have just left your option like this, it would have been 300 points. 300 points. So tell me, the guy who was asking for the option call, from me, would have been happy or sad? Would have been happy or sad? Would be happy or sad? Happy, right? That guy is still sad. Do you know why? When the prices reach 999, when the prices reach 999, I asked through my person, I asked, did that gentleman took the trade? So she told me, ki, sir, when I called him, he was seeing the market, but he was not happy because he never took that trade. He was watching and then he was asking, should I buy now? Should I buy now? Guys, see, you cannot trade futures and options in a lethargic way. Understand? If you want to make quick money, but your mindset is of the cash, there is a news in JSW Steel. I will buy JSW Steel. JSW Steel. Whenever it will fall, I will buy JSW Steel. Guys, you can do in cash market. You cannot do in futures and options. In futures and options, you have to be very decisive. You have to be very, very decisive. Right? So guys, tell me, was this a high risk strategy? Was this a high risk strategy? But what we have heard about options, either it will make a lot of money or either it will make your money zero. You heard like this only, na? Either it will make a lot of money to you or either it will make your money zero. This is what you have heard about options trading. This is what you have heard about options trading, right? Then you have also heard that big players use options and the even bigger players sell options. But guys, see, if you want to trade, options can be very good. Options can be very good, right? Options can be very good. See, see, understand. Saloni is asking, sir, we could have booked a profit here. We could have booked our profit here. See, I would have 100% booked my profit here. In the RSI here, I could have booked it. Right? Now, what you are saying is one of the trading strategies. Is one of the trading strategies, but it goes something like this. It goes something like this. See what is happening here. What is happening here? What are you getting? Candle outside the band? Are you getting candle outside the band or not? Are you getting candle outside the band or not? Now see, are you getting one more candle outside the band? Are you getting one more candle outside the band? Now tell me, RSI is at 70, overbought or not? This candle comes inside the band. Is it giving me entry or not? Is it giving me entry or not? It is giving me entry or not? Is it giving me entry or not? It is giving me the entry now. 960, see, 927. This being my stop loss. What will be my stop loss? How much points? 927 to 998. What is my stop loss? What is my stop loss? What is my stop loss? No. See, 927 and 997. That means 70 points is my stop loss now.